Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Ayla Mansman and I'm the Youth Organizing Director at SafeBAE. I'm so excited to be presenting for all of you today. I am based in Maine. This is my second year at SafeBAE and I am 16 years old. As I said, I am presenting alongside Everett Jackson. We are presenting on behalf of SafeBAE and I will let him introduce himself.
Good afternoon, I'm Everett Jackson. I'm the Assistant Education Director at SafeBAE. I am based in Texas. I'm so excited to be presenting today. We've got lots of great information and we're just ready to share that with you. At any point, if you have questions, please submit them to the Survivors Agenda website where our moderator and our Executive Director, Shell, is gonna have them ready for us to review and answer for you. We would like to start off by addressing and thanking all of our supporters who have shown up for us in the past month.
Many of you here with us today may have come to learn about our work through the recent passing of our co-founder, Daisy Coleman. We just wanted to thank everyone for their outpouring of support and love, and also send our gratitude to Survivors Agenda for convening this gathering to build a safe community in which we can prevent a tragedy like this from ever happening again.
SafeBAE was founded off the back of the Netflix documentary, Audrey and Daisy, which follows the girls' stories and specifically Daisy's path to advocacy, also known as SafeBAE. SafeBAE is the only national survivor-founded youth-led organization working to prevent sexual harassment and assault in middle school and high school.
We help promote culture change by giving teens the tools to become activists and shift school culture through raising awareness about dating violence, sexual harassment and assault, affirmative consent, safe bystander intervention, survivor care, and their rights under Title IX.
As an organization, we pride ourselves on working with young people around the country to inform and lead utilizing all of our content and materials. When a young person says that a specific topic is really important to them or has caused harm to their community, we work with them to build a resource for young people to further explore that topic.
Along with Ayla and Everett, they all work together on it.
By talking about these topics, they are raising awareness and preventing future incidents from occurring.
As someone who is still in high school, it is really cool that I get to be a part, and I know I'm a part of a larger movement. Even though I'm young, I'm still doing really impactful work. And that is a space we want to invite more youth to get involved in. We know every young student is impacted by sexual harassment or violence in one way or another. And we have several different ways that youth can become active advocates in this work. Our name for our youth ambassadors is BAE Breakers, but there are many different kinds of BAE Breakers. Our first youth ambassador program is our chapter lead program. Students can start a school chapter or add our materials to a pre-existing club. These students are working to change the culture of their school and community, to eradicate rape culture and build a culture of consent. Our chapter leads work with their club members to become leaders in their communities by using our materials to host actions and educational campaigns in their schools. But we also look to them to tell us what materials we don't have yet and what they would like to help us build. So each youth ambassador is not only leading locally, but if they're inclined, they can lead among our national team as well. We are here to provide engagement opportunities for all levels of youth advocates.
Many of our activists start their advocacy with a small school chapter and build their work from there. We provide an extensive collection of resources and a variety of ways to get involved. That way, each advocate can decide the best fit for them.
The next type of bay breaker is our certified peer educators. This is brand new for us and is our flagship program for this year.
Before anyone else, the Daisy Coleman Culture Consent Peer Certification Training. It is a first of its kind, on-demand, virtual, and an entirely free program students can use to become trained educators. We already have hundreds of people registered, and we are hoping the campaign takes off throughout the country. Students also have the chance to win prizes throughout this new program. Another kind of bay breaker is our policy reform leaders.
They are taking our step-by-step guide to their school administrators, leading the effort in their district to implement model sexual misconduct policies in order to protect students. And finally, our more seasoned bay breakers often come back to become mentees in our departments. We love having mentees because they know how we run as an organization and we get to stick to our youth-led roots.
Now that we've shared all of the ways that students can become engaged as youth ambassadors, we want to share several of our materials and campaigns. Today, we will take a look at the good and bad parts of social media and technology. Social media and technology are everywhere and something that we cannot escape. So we hope to acknowledge all the good and bad pieces of technology while hopefully introducing you to a new, positive way to engage on social media.
So often the internet, particularly for survivors, is an incredibly dangerous and harmful place where re-victimization happens. But we are determined to change that and invite survivors to a safe space where they can find resources and feel supported by one another. When we began, one of the very first things we focused on was online harassment towards survivors. It is something that each of our co-founders experienced, so it was so important to us that we face the issue head on and remove the stigma around reporting. In response, we created the hashtag #QuitThisShit campaign and short PSA. There's also a non-explicit version for use in schools.
Many survivors that we work with and talk to say that the after effects of them reporting their assault was worse in many ways compared to the assault itself. Many survivors can relate to this video for that reason. Along with this campaign, we wanted to provide a resource for people to be able to be active bystanders online as well. Gifts for Good, a campaign which gives young people the tools to virtually respond to online harassment and bullying with just the click of a button. With a full library to choose from, you can pick any gift from something funny and light to something a bit more serious.
By doing this work, we are able to grow our partnerships and advocate community, and we're invited by Teen Vogue to co-create another video to help raise awareness about the online re-victimization of survivors.
The uplifting message of this video is a call to action to all young people. Take the negative parts of social media and turn them around to become empowered together.
In just a moment, we will be playing the Teen Vogue video.
Liar,
Slam piece,
slut,
bros before hoes.
shut up.
We're gonna get you
Quiet.
to who,
Why were you
why,
out?
when,
What were you
what was she
wearing?
expecting to
What were
happen?
you
Why,
doing?
basically, like,
Good
what did you
morning.
do to have this happen? After I was raped, I just assumed that I had to have been someone that just deserved something like that.
I feel like victim blaming is so prevalent in our society because people find it so hard to believe that someone that they love and care about could do something so awful as assaulting or raping someone.
People start with questioning the victim rather than telling them that they believe them and that they support them. It always starts with what they had to do and how they partook in the assault.
I wish people would have asked me my story.
It's much easier for them to blame the girl that's saying, hey, this guy did something wrong to me.
Very common misconception is that there has to be all these right answers for a survivor.
Women oftentimes are expected to watch their drinks, don't set them down.
All these little underlying things that people use as exceptions for rape.
Watch what you're wearing, watch where you go. And if you don't, then it's your fault that you were assaulted or raped, which isn't true at all.
The Jada Post hashtag that was created was when the guy who posted the pictures of the assault on the internet made a pose mimicking the stance that I was laying in, tagged me in it, and it went viral.
It really kind of bothered me when I heard that there was a video and that people were talking about it, because I felt like you don't get a say in what the world sees of you. So I felt really alone.
There were lots of posts about me. Why would you lie about this? This is not true, like stuff like that.
And when it's cyberbullying instead of face-to-face, there's no escaping it.
Everyone's on the internet. Our generation, that's all we do is just social media. So
their friends started making comments about it. Friends of the family started making comments about it.
Random people that I didn't know who would just retweet it and make it bigger than what it was.
And I felt like I couldn't go out in public or else people would be talking about me. And I felt like I couldn't just be myself anymore.
They'd pop up on the screen and I'd read them and I'd spiral into this deep rage and self-harm and destruction.
I had to delete all my accounts so I couldn't defend myself.
And they were just deciding off the bat who I was based off of all of these rumors. And so that was a lot of damage to my own self-esteem because I felt like I wasn't worth getting to know. Now that more people are coming forward, more people are noticing that this has been a problem and that we can't just keep fighting each other. We have to come together and work on this.
At one point, I just realized that anyone that is saying those things over social media, it is their issues, not yours.
That's when I decided to make hashtag I'm Jada.
To rise above it and just stay strong to who you are and know that
this is who I am.
You're okay and that it is going to be okay.
I want anyone who's experienced sexual assault to know that it's not your fault and you're not alone.
We're here and we believe you and we support you.
My name is Jada Smith.
My name is Ella Farron.
My name is Daisy Coleman, and this isn't the end.
We use the Teen Vogue video as a way to gather young people behind a stronger force. Now young people are encouraged to use social media for good and take down trolls. Our evolving repertoire of videos sparked an idea for these following two videos.
After I was raped, I attempted suicide. I woke up in the hospital to these messages.
Attention whore.
You want me to read this out loud? Go ahead and show your face at school.
I will make your life hell.
If an innocent, promising guy goes to jail for your lie.
You're worth nothing, skank.
You won't get away with this.
My sister wasn't the only person in my family that was affected by rape.
Fucking slut. Who told her to drink? She asked for it.
This shit happens, we all know it. Be responsible.
I got these texts all day and every day after I was drugged and assaulted.
You deserve to be dead, bitch.
Nobody will ever believe you.
You were a slut before we even had sex.
Hang yourself next time you tried to take the pussy way out.
It's a shame you woke up.
Do your fam a favor and do it for real.
Survivors of sexual assault get messages like these every day, non-stop.
But you can do something to stop it.
You can quit the shit talking.
You can decide to not talk shit and put an end to the re-victimization of sexual assault survivors over social media.
Quit this shit.
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 So, as I said, our evolving repertoire of educational videos sparked this following idea from one of our chapter leads.
Our babe wrecker expressed sending nudes and sharing without permission was a big issue on her campus, and she wanted to talk about it. In response, we spent the following months preparing and building a campaign with her, where she got to see her version of nude awareness come true, that you will see in the following PSA.
Sharing sexual images is a choice, and it's one that basically every adult will tell you not to make. But it's happening. So let's make things super clear.
Sending or receiving nude photos, videos, or content of anyone under the age of 18 is legally considered distribution, possession, or reception of child pornography in every U.S. state.
If a teacher or school official finds underage nudes on your phone, they're required by law to report it to the police.
And seriously, guys, do not send nudes no one is asked for.
Sending nudes is a choice. You have to decide on your own, without anyone pressuring you.
Do I really need to say it again? Do not send nudes no one is asked for.
Before sending, consider how you would feel if somebody you didn't want to see your picture actually saw it.
Sending nudes can also result in...
If you don't send me nudes, I'll tell everyone what a bitch you really are.
Oh my god, Jessica showed the cheer squad your eggplant emoji pic.
We're not saying never send nudes. We just want to make sure you thought it through. Why are you sending it? Can you trust the person you're sending it to?
Do you feel pressured by someone to send one?
Are you sending them because you're afraid the person you're with will break up with you if you don't?
I also just want to remind everyone that if someone sends a nude to you and you send it to someone else without their permission, you're not only a total jerk,
but you're also breaking the law and could be placed on the registered sex offender list for life.
So think before you send.
There are so many good parts to social media. Social media allows for communities to gather, to have conversations behind topics of certain interests. Education and talking among a shared audience builds for community support and positivity. Sexual assault prevention is just one of the many topics discussed online.
SafeBAE uses social media to build community, share resources, and educate our online audiences.
There are many different ways our bae breakers use social media and technology. It really depends on what type of bae breaker they are.
Our chapter leads, for example, create local social media accounts which highlight the issues specific in their school, town, or community. Our most recent and definitely different endeavor has been the SafeBAE app. Initially launched to help virtually register young people who attended our in-person summit in Maine, but we have more recently built the app to be a landing ground for bae breakers to network, review resources and materials, and share ideas for ways to build and expand our organization. As all of our materials are also fully accessible through the app, users are able to communicate with our core team as well as each other. They're able to build points for each of their actions, which they can then cash in for prizes. And there are extensive hotline resources listed on the app as well.
And we are most excited to be able to provide students with an anonymous reporting button in partnership with their schools. This allows students to access as many safe reporting options as possible.
And did we mention that all of our programs, resources, and materials are 100% free? Not only free to students, but also free to schools as well.
We are dedicated to removing any and all obstacles any survivor or ally would have to gaining access to our materials and joining our team.
We know that marginalized and underserved communities are most in need of our free content, and we are committed to serving everyone. So now we will move on to the question portion of this presentation. So any of the questions that you submitted into the Survivors Agenda website, we will have Shale, our moderator, come on and present those questions for Everett and I to answer.
Hi there, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, yay.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of questions coming in. One was how can I find out more information about the peer training and where to sign up?
Okay, we were just about to get there at the very end, but our website, www.safebae.org, has all of our forms that can be filled out regardless of what type of bay breaker you want to be. All the options are listed with extensive details on the website for you to review.
Okay. And then we have, do you only work with high school students? Are there any opportunities for college students?
Everett, do you want to answer that one?
Yes. So we do offer, we do work with college students as well as high school and middle school students. We encourage anyone who wants to stop teenage sexual assault to come and be a part of our team.
And more specifically, our mentee program is specifically built and primarily built for college students. As we said, it's our seasoned bay breakers, so students that have graduated from high school who are looking to stay involved in the organization. We highly recommend looking into the mentee program, but also our bay training as well. I would highly recommend to any college student to look into the bay training, taking all those courses and levels and to become certified to present to any high school student, middle school student. That's another great opportunity to get involved as a college student.
Another question is, our community readiness level is very low when it comes to addressing rape and abuse directly. Do you have resources that are good for these communities as well?
I can answer that one. So we have a ton of materials and a ton of resources on our website, on our social media. I really find that by simply encouraging others to follow us on social media is a really great way to introduce your peers in your community to these conversations where it's not so abrupt, but these topics are being discussed. They can sort of introduce themselves into this survivor advocate and survivor community. Yeah, and they can see all the people that do this work become empowered and inspired by all the young people around the country advocating for this. And all of the materials are totally available for adults, parents, teachers, as well to share with any child in their life.
Let's see. How can we help keep students safe as young as elementary school, especially during distance learning? I work at an elementary level.
That's a great question. Everett, do you want to answer that, or I can?
I believe that keeping children safe at a distance learning level it's always about checking in. I'm an educator as well. I teach middle school. And so I often just do check-ins with my students every week. I'll do a check-in with different students each day.
When it comes to talking to young students in elementary school, middle school, topics such as consent, that doesn't have to be a sexual conversation, a sexual topic. Consent is much more simple than that and can be taught at a much younger age. Simply by saying, "Can I have a hug?" You're giving that young person autonomy over their body and the decisions they make with their body, and they get to choose if they want to give that person a hug or not. Can I borrow that toy? There's really simple ways to talk about consent, and that really opens the doors to further communication that young people can access as they grow older.
What if my school doesn't know anything about Title IX rights and isn't providing things to students who disclose? What can I do?
Okay, so I do not want to pose as a Title IX expert, but I do know that Title IX is a federal law. So if your school is a public school, takes federal funding, then it is a law that they have to follow. Every school should have a Title IX resource officer and responder, and that's someone that you can maybe reach out to. It should be listed on every school or district website. But you can also get in touch with Shale, our executive director, SHAEL at SafeBAE.org, who can help you navigate that a little bit further when it comes to who to talk to, how to talk to them about raising awareness and making sure that your rights are fulfilled under Title IX.
You mentioned policy reform. Can you tell us about some of the details about how to change our policies and why that's important?
Yeah, of course. So a really great way to, so what I always say is policy reform is really great, really important. But it isn't there to tackle culture change. That's more in curriculum and starting a SafeBAE club where you can have this dialogue about these topics with your peers. That will really affect culture change. But policy reform is a really great way to make sure that survivors' rights are being fulfilled in a safe way that is fair to all parties involved. So a really great way to kind of kickstart that process is by looking into what school administrators maybe work with Title IX. So your Title IX officer, but also your school board is a really great place to approach, a really great group to approach when you want to do policy reform in your district. I know that's what I did, asking for policy reform, and we have a whole list of it's basically a step-by-step guide of how to lead policy reform in your district, and we will have that program coming out. We're working on it with a group of young people right now, and that will be ready for you to access probably in the next couple weeks. Do we have any other questions, Shale?
It doesn't look like we have any other questions. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for moderating. Okay, so we will take the last little bit of time to wrap up. I am so happy that I had this opportunity to present for all of you today. You have been a wonderful audience, so thank you. I highly encourage you to check out our website. Like I said before, it's www.safebae.org.
Make sure you sign up for our newsletter. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter at the bottom of the homepage. And just stay up to date on all of the new and exciting things we have coming. We will be hosting virtual summits again this year in partnership with youth leaders and local service agencies around the country, and we are always looking for more partners. So if you want to get involved with our work or join one of our programs,
you can email us, follow us on social media. We have Everett and I, our SafeBAE emails there. But in the Instagram handles, we have SafeBAE, SafeBAE's handle, mine, and Everett. So please follow us on Instagram, reach out, DM us. Like I said before, I run the chapter lead program. So if that's something that you're interested in getting involved in, if you know a student that would be a really great chapter lead, please reach out. I'm the person to reach out for that. And Everett, if you're interested in joining our peer educator program or our BAE training program, Everett is the person to reach out to for that as well. But all together, all of our resources, all of our materials are totally free on our website at any time. Please access them, use them. They're there for you to look through.
We welcome you to join our survivor and advocate community.
Yes, please do. We had such a lovely time presenting for you today. Thank you so much, Survivors Agenda, and please be in touch.
Thank you so much.